Our body is designed to keep a balance between energy in and energy out. That's why when we are trying to understand appetite and how to regulate appetite, we need to understand that there is a system going on in our body that tries so hard to keep it balanced between in and out. In the previous video, I mentioned you that there is a huge variation in energy intake between day to day. If yesterday we eat 2000 calorie, perhaps today we're going to eat like 2200 calorie or even more or less. That's normal for human being to have variation in that regards. And the other to be able to compensate that, we also need to understand that our body tries to balance it with variation of energy expenditure. And when we're talking about appetite, the appetites also work in the other directions, meaning that if somebody are usually when they're a bit more exercise, when they're not before, or somebody who are sedentary trying to exercise a bit more, and there is a tendency towards higher or increasing appetite. And that's normal. Let's say somebody who never exercised or rarely exercised before try to do running for half an hour. And after the run, that person could have a sensation of willingness or eagerness to eat something. The appetite is increasing. And this phenomena is very interesting. There is a lot of studies going on trying to understand what happened. When we increase our energy expenditure, usually our willingness or our tendency to increase energy intake is also increasing. And this phenomena, it's some kind of a bit like revenge system, but it's very biological revenge system. In a way that the idea that our body trying to balance between energy in and energy out. That balance is essential for human life. With that balance, we can try, or our body try not to lose a lot of weight. And that becomes a problem if you are trying to lose weight. For some people, it's normal when part of their weight loss program is to increase exercise, for instance. But the problem is sometimes they are struggling with appetite after that exercise. And we did study before, has been published at topics of clinical nutrition. We found that women who used to be sedentary and then they suddenly follow aerobic class program, and after the program, the energy intake increases. And that's when that happens, in quite sometimes, their idea of losing weight through exercise suddenly disturbed by their own eating behavior. That's why dieting is very important in the context of this weight loss program, not just exercise, because when they know that they have to restrict the amount of food that they eat, their tendency or their willingness to eat after exercise can be controlled or should be controlled. They know that they should be controlled. And they know that it's normal to have more appetite after exercise, but they have to control it. And it works the other way around. If you are trying to reduce energy intake by reducing calorie intake through food, you restrict or you eat less foods in your day-to-day meal, what happens is you're maybe feeling a little bit less energy, or sometimes you just become a bit lazier because you are become more lazy, or you are not willing to do something extra, and then that will also become a problem, because then your energy expenditure from exercise or physical activity is also going to be reduced. And this phenomena is usually found during Ramadan fasting period, in which when people do fast, when they are in the fasting period, they usually restrict their own physical activity, especially the physical activity that can access or using a lot more energy. And that's the balance between energy in and energy out. We have to understand it before going forward, learning how to control it. That it's very normal for our body to react certain things, like when you are exercised, the way of our body react is to increase appetite, and also the other way around. when you are dieting, sometimes your physical activity is going to be a bit reduced. Therefore, having a control is very important. And paradoxically, we're going to talk about this later, that so when you are already in regular exercise, you already get used to certain exercise for a certain period of time, you are in a better control of your appetite. But for those who rarely exercise and being sedentary, and then they suddenly have to exercise, usually what they see is that their appetite increases, and that's normal. And how we going to deal with that? We have to learn how to portioning what we eat, so we have a better control of energy intake, and therefore that exercise is not going to ruin our diet. That's the energy balance. And understanding energy in and energy out and how our metabolism working towards it is essential to be able to control our appetite. Thank you for watching the video until the end. If you are still interested to understand more about energy, appetite regulation in the context of weight loss program, please click the link at description. We have classes at Udemy for free just for you. See you.